first question. What kind of exhaust are you running?
So this is actually an HKS exhaust.
Yeah.
It's actually header back. So there is an HKS header and downpipe, and then full exhaust all the way to the back.
You had to do any custom fabrication, or was it all just?
No, it was actually on the vehicle when I bought it.
Oh, okay.
So I actually got the car from a company in Michigan called JDM Sport Classics.
Oh.
And super smooth transaction. But I had to basically put a down payment on it before I even knew anything about it, because they had so many people inquire about the car.
Oh, dang. So this one was about to fly.
Yeah, this one was going to go bye-bye. So I ended up putting it's like 10% down payment, I think it was, before I even knew anything about it, which was scary. And it was during COVID. Actually, yeah, it was right when COVID started. So that was very interesting time. But yeah, JDM Sports Classics, shout out to them. They're awesome.
Was it something you were, even though like you were like, oh man, I'm putting a down payment, I haven't even seen the car up close or nothing, like were you very happy with how that whole thing turned out?
Yeah, so once I sent them, even before the payment had gone through, they were already sending me videos and pictures as much as they could. And after they sent me everything, I was like, yeah, this is the vehicle that I want. You know, it was probably the cleanest S14 that I'd ever seen. That's 25 years old, you know?
Yeah.
And so it didn't come with much. Of course, it had that exhaust. And it was on stock suspension. Everything about it was stock except for the exhaust, and it had some A-Tech wheels on it. It's basically the wheels that came before MB Battles. It's the same company.
Okay.
The MB wheels is A-Tech. And they were 5-star bronze wheels.
Yeah,
pretty
bronze
cool.
looks good on red.
Yeah, 17-inch, super light. So yeah, that's exactly how it came. It was completely stock, other than those two things.
And then check this out, y'all. So as you can see, we are driving in the U.S. and I'm on the passenger side. Let me ask you, how does that feel? You know, driving on the right-hand side.
It is different.
Yeah.
I'm used to it now. So like the first day, of course, you know, as soon as it comes off the truck, right, I had it shipped to the house. So as soon as it comes off the truck, I take it out, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird because you don't realize it, but you'd be hugging this side of the road and you have no clue. So it took a minute to like get used to being where I knew where I was at on the road. But once you figure that out, like, it's just like you're driving your same car. The only thing that sucks is when you're at a red light and you're wanting to take a left, you can't see the cars that are coming this way. So you kind of have to creep yourself out there, or kind of get used to watching what's coming at certain times in order to be able to turn.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so that's the only hard part, but everything else is easy. You know, switching gears, it's easy. All the gears are in the same spot. You're just using your left hand.
Yeah.
So once you get used to using your left hand, everything's pretty easy.
Do you ever go to Checkers and like trip the people out coming to the other window?
I have not gone through the drive-through yet. No. I'll lie. I have taken my wife was in the passenger seat, so she was able to get food, but I haven't gone the reverse or anything like that.
Okay. I've heard stories of people doing it. I haven't seen anyone do it. That would be hilarious.
No, I haven't done it. Something I probably should do just for fun, but I haven't done it.
So, what's one of your favorite things about this car?
Ooh, favorite things. Just the rarity of it.
Yeah.
You know, at one point, you know, I wanted to get rid of it to get maybe an S15, but the Kouki is almost more rare than the S15 now in the States. Like, we'll go to car shows, right? And we see more S15s than we do this car.
Slick, yeah.
Like
yeah.
usually I'm the only Silvia. You know, there's other 240s, but usually I'm the only Silvia that's a Koki. So I just like the rarity of it. You don't see them every day.
Yeah.
And people love them. I mean, I've always loved them, and they're growing. You know, now that they're an antique, I guess. You know, it's people are starting to appreciate them even more, especially because a lot of them have been drifted and wrecked and ruined. And
that's one thing that I hate about it. Like, I love these cars, and I know like they talk about like the chassis and everything is great for drifting, but like seeing them beat up all the time,
yeah,
like I can appreciate even more something in this kind of condition. It's really nice, it's really clean. In case any of y'all wondering, like, look at that, man. Like, it's nice in here. Got plenty of leg room and everything. Like, even the dash, for as old as the car is, still in great condition. Yeah, not a single scratch. Like, you'd have thought that he just bought this from Nissan. Like, the way it looks in here. That's pretty cool.
I did put this radio in there just for like modern conference, right?
Yeah.
You know, got Bluetooth and all that kind of stuff.
I respect that.
Because, you know, here in Tennessee we have you can't answer your phone with your hands now. You gotta do it over Bluetooth. So
I feel like something like that is a little bit better than the old cassette players. I know, like, when it comes to like those old 70s cars and stuff, people typically want to stick with like an antique style radio.
Yeah.
But like still somehow the 90s, we were a bit more technically advanced at that time. I could appreciate something like that being in here.
Yeah, and I mean, I still have the old radio, the stock radio that came with it. And it talks to you in Japanese. Some of you may know what it's saying, but I have no clue. But yeah, it does talk to you in Japanese. Like when you when you start the car, it'll say something in Japanese to you.
I didn't know that. I remember hearing that the 300ZXs would talk to you. I didn't know that the 240s would.
Yeah, so it does.
Wow,
and I wish there was a way to retain that. Like on the ignition start, I could still hear that sound because it was really cool. Whatever they were saying. But yeah, it's still on the stock radio for sure.
Okay, so you said this one was an SR20. So technically that would be a 200 instead of a 240, right?
Yeah, it is a 2.0 liter SR. This car's actually NA. It's a Silvia Q's K's Aero. So it's got everything a K's would. It's actually fully loaded, decked out. It's even got like folding mirrors. It's got sensors on the outside of the car for parking, front and back. It was an option during that time period, which was crazy. But it's just an NA SR instead of the turbo.
And that's wild to see it on this car because, you know, with it being a sports car, I remember seeing like the luxury Nissans from the 90s and stuff that had like the reclining back seats and the power mirrors and stuff like that. But I never knew that those options like the power mirrors would come on a sports car.
Me neither. It was wild when I got it because I didn't know it even before I purchased it that it had those options. And you start looking it over and you realize it's got all this stuff and it's like, that's wild that they put this on a car in, you know, 1996.
Yeah.
So it is pretty cool to have. I did go the NA route. One, affordability at the time. And two, I knew I was gonna, you know, swap the motor at some point. I've always been an RB guy.
Yeah.
So I knew at some point I wanted an RB and I didn't want the SR20 DET guys to be mad with me swapping out to an RB. And then the third thing is, like, I knew it would be super clean because no one's gonna rag out an NA SR. They're not fast, right? Very comparable to ours we had in the States, which was the KA24. Just the SRs rev a little higher. And I just knew that it wouldn't be ragged out as much as the DET would. So,
I got you.
And thankfully it worked out that way because it's not ragged out at all. It looks like maybe an older person might have had it for years and
Took really good care of it.
took really good care of it.
So let me ask you, why out of all of the different platforms you could have went with, even with Nissan or Infiniti, European market, US market, why the Nissan S14?
Yeah, so Nissan's just kind of been in my family. So my dad retired from Nissan last year. He was there 40 years.
Oh, wow.
So we always had Nissans. It's just kind of what I was able to get my hands on. I had, before even this car, I daily drove a Zinke 240 for almost 9 years. And so that was like my pride and joy. I love that car. Kept it as clean as I could. And then ended up selling it before my son was born to get something more practical and have a little money in the bank, for when he was born. But I love that car, I dailied it. I modded it. That's kind of what got me into it. And then a friend of mine, Andy Vaughn, Auto Vaughn Performance, he was real big into them. And he built many RBs. He built many 240s. He had a 240 that had a built KA in it, pushing like 400 plus horsepower and torque. And so that really got me going, seeing how you could mod these cars and how much fun you could have in them. And then not only that, the look, like you just can't, it's a timeless look in my opinion, especially the Kouki.
Gotcha.
Like people see it and they love it regardless of like what car brand you like. People still end up loving it.
Yeah, I, for me personally, like with this front, like I love the aggressiveness.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. Very aggressive.
So what is one of your favorite things you've done to this car? Like what's your
favorite things? To this point, the wheels.
Yeah.
Just because you don't see them that often. They're a Volt TE37V SL. So not many vehicles run them. Usually people just run the standard TE37, especially on these cars. And I liked it because of the step look. So it's really like a 17-inch wheel with a step up to an 18, which is what the V does. And I love that look. It's a little bit more square look than the regular TE, I think. The spokes are. And it just kind of flowed with what I was trying to do with the car.
So, are you particular about the tires you run on this, or do you like just have a certain aggressive kind of look, or do you feel more for like the performance of it? Because I know you said that it's NA, but still though, like a road like this where it's a bit more curvy, you try to come out and have some fun.
Yeah, we could definitely have fun in this car. The thing about this car is it's not super fast, but you can drive it super fast, right? Yeah. So like the tires that are on it, they are Advans, Yokohama Advans. They're not super duper stretched, so the wheels are 18 by 10 and a half plus 15 all the way around, and they've got a 255 tire all the way around on them, 255/35 all the way around. So we could take corners and have fun, and they're not gonna roll. You don't have to worry about them rolling off or anything like that. We can have lots of fun in this. Super fun car. You can drive it fast, and it's going to take it.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it slid any.
No, like it's going to take anything you throw at it.
Oh, speaking of that, tell us about your suspension.
So suspension I'm running right now. Only thing I've done is BC coilovers. The arms are the next upgrade. But yeah, just BCs right now. They're set up pretty well. Yep. I haven't had any issues with them. They ride great. You'd just have to be in the car to realize it, but they ride incredible for my setup currently.
For whatever you've done to the car and anything you plan to do in the future, are you particular about any of it? Because I know there's a huge aftermarket selection when it comes to suspension you can run,
oh yeah,
any kind of performance parts, anything in the drivetrain, like
yeah.
How do you kind of like decide like, okay, there's 20 different brands and types of coilovers I can run. How do I select which ones I want to run or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not like a huge research guy, but I do research it enough to know like, hey, there's a lot of people running this. What are they saying? Like on the forums, what are they saying about them? Like obviously I could run more expensive coilovers, but I'm also not going to track days every day. So then I go and I'm like, okay, well, these coilovers are good for track, but you know what? If I'm going to a car show and having fun on some back roads, these BCs are perfect for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So there's like a fine line of spending more money to get the best, or spending the money that you need to do what you're trying to do for your build.
Yeah.
You know, like I could go all out and get everything Nismo on the car, right? They make a lot of parts, or had made a lot of parts, Nismo parts for this car. Do I need all those for this to be a car that I can go and take out on back roads like we are today? Absolutely not. Like you can build, and what I try to do is I try to build the car based off how I'm going to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
And I that's what I've always done, and maybe it's because I couldn't afford a lot at the time, you know. Like back in the day on my Zinky, I put EM USA coilovers on that car, the cheapest coilovers you could get. But we took them apart, rebuilt them back, you know, set them up perfectly, and I ran them for 8 years with no issues.
Wow.
So, and they cost me $250, I think, at the time. So it's just like, it's, you know, stuff like that. You buy according to what you need for your build. Now, like the RB that I'm building, I'm going all out on that because it's some things that I've researched and I've wanted for a very long time. And not only that, it's expensive anyways to build an RB.
Yeah, and you want to go ahead and get everything done at once, so you got to keep taking
right.
it apart.
I don't want to have to take the motor apart again. I want it to be done, and I want it to, you know, function the way I want it to from the beginning, and not have to worry about cheaping out on certain things. Now, will I cheap out on certain things that I don't need to make it to what my goal is? Absolutely. But you know, it's RBs are expensive. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And just for the record, no, it will not be a 25, and no, it will not be a 26. So it's actually going to be a 20.
Okay.
And it is going to be fully forged. Yeah, I've got CP pistons. I've got spool rods. It's been bored. Been through all the machining. It's going to have an N1 oil pump. It's going to have, you know, all the goodies.
It's basically a brand new engine.
It's going to be a brand new engine. And my goal, I know a lot of RB guys shoot for high power, but it's not really my goal, and you can't really get it with a 20. But my goal is 400 plus, and reliably.
And this is one thing that leads me into this from where you went with that is so many people talking about wanting a 700 horsepower, 800 horsepower, or like looking at it today like, oh, I want a Red Eye, a Demon, Hellcat, and all this and that. Like, I remember somebody told me when I was younger and before Dodge came out with all these supercharged Hemis, and you know, the top performing cars at the time were like 300 something horses, and you weren't getting but, you know, 500, 600, 700 horses out of the exotics. It's like, those seem so cool having those kind of numbers, but when is that actually practical to drive? You want to drive something 600, 700 horses through traffic, through Murfreesboro traffic, through I-24 when it's backed up?
Yeah, no, it's not practical.
Yeah.
And a lot of the guys that I know that have high horsepower cars, you can't really use it.
So you spend all that money
you spend all that money just to have a number on a sheet of paper.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Man, I love the way you put the way you put that.
Yeah, so I don't know. My goal is 400. 400 would be super fun in this car.
Oh, I believe.
It's not it'll be controllable. You know, it won't be too overly powerful for this car. You'll be able to have a lot of fun. If you get 600, 700, 800 horsepower in a car like this, you're probably just going to go in a straight line.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not what I like to do. Straight lines are fun, but living out in the country, I like back roads.
Heck yeah.
And 400 horsepower and back roads is a lot to handle.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
especially in a car that weighs like 2,800 pounds.
And
So-
it's rear wheel drive. It's not
And
all
rear-wheel
wheel drive. So he's got a little bit more that he's gotta put that little extra umph to it to get it around that turn.
yeah, right.
The back end wants to come out.
Right, it does.
So, I mean, even at 400 horses, you go to like the car meets and they have the drag strip. There's still a lot of cars that you're keeping up or beating at 400 horses in a car that weighs what this weighs.
Yeah. The power to weight ratio will be pretty good. It'll be able to keep up with most cars. It'll blow away any factory car for the most part.
Yeah.
Until you get over 100 grand, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, any car show, it'll keep up with most of them for sure.
Okay. If anybody wants to catch you at the next meet, which ones are you planning to go to? Are you going to be in any more showcases soon? Or?
Man, that is a good question. If I can find time, I'd love to go to Gatlinburg very soon.
What's the next one coming up there?
It is the first week of October,
Okay.
which is slammed enough Gatlinburg.
I have not been to that yet.
Yep, that's a good one to go to. I don't know that I'll make it, but it's a possibility. The next one would be Import Alliance in Bowling Green.
I love that one.
That one's a higher possibility to see me at. And then, of course, locally, Nashville Cars and Coffee. If I can make it, I'd try to go to there.
Out there with all the Nissan guys.
Yeah, for sure. So I tend to go out there more than any of it, mainly because it's close to my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are probably the 2 or 3 big ones that I'll go to next.
Okay. And for any of my followers who are interested in this content, y'all like Chance's car, y'all like, you know, the stuff we've discussed, I'm going to be tagging him in this video, put his handle down at the bottom. Y'all can follow him, check him out. Whenever he's about to hit up one of these things, he'll post about it or whatnot. I'll, of course, be doing more content with him in the future, especially like when we get all the stuff in for the new build and see how this thing's running then.
Yeah.
That'll be some dope content. Yeah, man, I love this car. I've been waiting to do this with Chance. When I first saw the car at Import Alliance, he actually knows my uncle, and I actually saw them two talking to each other, which was why I thought this was interesting. You see a red S14, and it's as clean as it is. Like I said, older car. You said this was 96? 96 in this condition. Just beautiful, like because a lot of times now you go to car meets and some of the stuff in the showcase is just ragged out and just 15 different colors still, but this thing right here, paint's clean, body's clean, there's no dents, cracks, bust, nothing. Like the windshield, this is, I would say, is pretty rare too to see. The windshield has no cracks whatsoever.
Just some bug juice, that's about it.
But yeah, of course you can see where we're at, man. There's gonna be plenty of bugs out here. But yeah, this is dope, man. I appreciate you taking the time, Chance, talking to the followers today and letting us know.
Appreciate it.